Welcome back. This is God's appointment with me, or you, and I'm Priscilla. And today I'd like to give you a third thing that I've learned from the story of Joseph. Right at the very end, after his father had passed away, his brothers actually were still afraid of what could come. They thought that now that their father was dead, that now Joseph was going to take his revenge. They thought that the only thing preventing Joseph from taking out his revenge on them for selling him into slavery was the fact that their father was alive. They didn't realize that Joseph had committed his life to God, and that had changed him. The fact that he chose God as his own, that God was now his personal God. It wasn't any longer his father's God. It was his God, and that changed everything. God was now in charge of his life. He was on the seat. He was in control. He was directing his life. And so God had given him the ability to forgive his brothers. But his brothers didn't realize that. They didn't get it. And so after their father passed away, they came very humbly to him, and they really were worried. And so they questioned the situation again, and they asked him to still show mercy. And he said, "What you meant for evil, God turned for good." So even though sometimes things happen that seem for evil, God turns it for good. And we see that not just in Genesis 50, when Joseph said it, but we see that in Romans 8:28 as well. The Bible says that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. Once we've committed our lives to God and we follow him and we live for him, God arranges our circumstances, and even the seemingly negative things, actually he works for our good. So with Joseph, we saw and we see, because we have the Bible, that a terrible thing as being sold into slavery by his brothers, God used to save more than one nation. It didn't mean that it was smooth sailing. It didn't mean that it was all easy. It didn't mean that there wasn't hurt. But if we can hang in there and we can trust and lean on God, God always turns things for good to those who love him and are called according to his purpose. So today I encourage you to commit yourself, your life to God, and to trust that whether it's good or whether it's challenging, that God always makes sure everything works out according to his purpose to those who love him. He turns everything for good. His ultimate goal is he wants you and me. He wants us to be restored back to him, to relationship, to love, to accept that he loves us so much, and to just enter into that space. So be blessed today. Don't be afraid. Trust that God has a plan.